In that moment, Arjuna realized the stark difference between those who followed the path of light and those who were ensnared by darkness. He understood that the struggle between divine and demonic qualities was not just a battle fought on the outside but also within every human heart. Arjuna's heart grew heavy as he imagined the suffering caused by such misguided souls. But he remained silent, letting Krishna's words guide his understanding. Krishna's expression grew even more intense as he described the nature of these individuals. They are driven by endless desires, never satisfied, always hungry for more. Their hearts are filled with arrogance and pride, and they deceive themselves into thinking they are superior. Blinded by their egos, they engage in actions that are impure and harmful, without any thought for the consequences. And so, as the stars watched silently from above, Krishna's words painted a vivid picture of the choices that lay before every soul. The choice to rise with the light or to fall into the shadows of ignorance and desire. Arjuna knew that this knowledge would guide him not only in the battle ahead but also in the greater journey of life. Under the vast night sky of Kurukshetra, as the stars twinkled like distant flames in the heavens, Lord Krishna continued to reveal the mysteries of human nature to Arjuna. The battlefield seemed to hold its breath as Krishna's voice carried through the stillness, each word filled with timeless wisdom. Arjuna, Krishna began, his eyes deep and knowing. There are those who are consumed by endless worries and desires. Their minds are always restless, chasing after fleeting pleasures. For them, life's goal is nothing more than the satisfaction of their cravings. They are bound by hundreds of desires, like prisoners in a cage of their own making. Lust and anger drive them, pushing them to gather wealth by any means, even if it is unjust or unlawful. All they seek is to satisfy their unending hunger for more. Arjuna could almost see these souls, racing through life like a storm, never at peace, always grasping for something just beyond their reach. He felt a pang of sorrow for them, lost in a whirlwind of desires. Krishna continued, painting a vivid picture of their inner world. These people, he said, are filled with thoughts of their own achievements. They think to themselves, I have gained so much today, and tomorrow I will gain even more. I am rich, and soon I will become even richer. I have defeated my enemies today, and tomorrow I will conquer others as well. Look at me, I am powerful, I am happy, and there is no one like me. Krishna's words were like a mirror held up to the faces of those lost in their arrogance and greed. In their delusion, Krishna explained, they believe that they control everything around them. They are blinded by their own sense of superiority, unable to see the truth. They think their power and wealth make them invincible, but in reality, they are caught in a web of their own ignorance. As Arjuna listened, he felt the weight of Krishna's words. He realized that those who lived like this were trapped in a cycle of their own making, chasing illusions while missing the true essence of life. They were like travelers lost in a desert, seeing mirages of water but never finding the oasis they so desperately sought. Once upon a time, there were those whose hearts were shadowed by a demonic nature. Their minds were tangled in a web of illusion, constantly clouded by thoughts that led them astray. They were lost, consumed by an endless desire for more pleasure, more power, more of everything that could never truly satisfy them. This unquenchable thirst dragged them deeper and deeper into a dark, filthy pit of misery, where the light of peace and contentment could not reach them. These individuals were consumed by pride, standing tall with a false sense of superiority. Their arrogance blinded them, making them stubborn and unyielding, while their wealth intoxicated them, giving them a fleeting sense of invincibility. Even when they performed sacred rituals, their actions were hollow, done only for show. They ignored the true essence of righteousness, their hearts far from the path of truth. Krishna's teachings were clear. The pursuit of endless desires and the arrogance of thinking oneself above others led only to suffering and a deeper entanglement in the material world. And in this revelation, Arjuna found not just a lesson for the battlefield but a profound truth for the journey of the soul. Driven by their insatiable egos and the fires of lust, power, and anger, they became like storms of chaos, raging against the divine presence within themselves and others. Hatred filled their hearts, and they turned away from the sacred spark that connected all living beings, despising even the very source of existence. Because of their cruelty and hate-filled actions, the divine decreed that these souls would be cast down, not just once but repeatedly. They were sent into lower forms of life, trapped in the unending cycle of birth and death. their suffering compounding with each turn of the wheel. They became the lowest of the low, unable to rise above their wretched state. And so, O Kaunteya, these foolish souls remained ensnared in bad births, over and over again. Each life became a heavier chain, dragging them further from the divine and deeper into the abyss of despair. Never finding the way to liberation, they spiraled into increasingly miserable conditions, lost in the darkness of their own making.